It was a warm spring day in Enchantia, and Sofia couldn't wait to visit her old friends, Ruby and Jade, in Dunwoody Village. Ever since she became a princess, time with them had become rare and precious. That morning, she had woken up early, tied her hair with a lavender ribbon, and hugged Clover goodbye as she boarded her royal carriage. Her mom had smiled and waved, reminding her to take a snack basket for everyone, complete with gooseberry pie, their favorite. As the carriage pulled into the village square, Sofia's eyes lit up at the sight of Ruby and Jade waving by the fountain. She hopped out and ran to them, arms wide. "I missed you guys so much," she grinned. "We missed you too," Ruby said, hugging her tight. Jade gave her a friendly punch on the shoulder. "You've got princess stuff to do now, huh?" Sofia laughed. "Sometimes, but today's just for us." The cobblestone paths of Dunwoody Village felt warm beneath Sofia's boots as she skipped along beside Ruby and Jade, the sun shining high over the thatched rooftops. Market stalls bustled with chatter, the scent of berry pies floated through the air, and a nearby lute player strummed a cheerful tune. It was the perfect day for a visit home. "I still can't believe we have a whole afternoon together." Sofia grinned, clutching a woven basket. "I missed this." "We missed you," said Jade, nudging her with a laugh. "Even if you do get to wear a tiara every day now." Sofia giggled, tilting her head. "It's not as comfy as it looks." Ruby tugged her sleeve and pointed toward the path that led past the fields. "We were going to go pick berries by the meadow, but—" Her voice trailed off. She shared a quick glance with Jade. "What is it?" Sofia asked, frowning. "There's someone who sits out there sometimes," Jade explained. "A girl. Her name's Ada. She moved here last spring." "She's always in the same spot," Ruby added a little hesitantly. "In a wooden chair with wheels. Doesn't say much. She just kind of watches us." Sofia blinked. "Have you talked to her?" "We tried," Jade said. "A couple of times. But she didn't want to talk back, so we stopped." Sofia glanced toward the winding path. A girl in an azure shawl and a matching dress sat quietly near the wildflowers, arms folded in her lap, long chestnut hair brushed back neatly in a half-up, half-down style. The wooden chair she sat in had large round wheels, and her legs were tucked under a blanket despite the warm breeze. Her gaze was distant, fixed on something far beyond the hills. Sofia felt a tug inside her, that familiar feeling that something needed to be made right. "Well, maybe she does want to talk," she said. "Maybe she just doesn't know how." Ruby shrugged. "You can try. We'll stay back here." Sofia approached with care, holding her basket like a peace offering. The girl turned her head slightly, just enough to see her. "Hi," Sofia said brightly. "I'm Sofia." "I know," the girl replied quietly, without smiling. Sofia blinked, then tried again. "What's your name?" "Ada." There was a long pause. Sofia smiled. "I was just picking berries with my friends. Do you like berries?" Ada's gaze returned to the horizon. "Sometimes." Sofia shifted, unsure what to say next. She was usually so good at making friends, with mermaids, dragons, witches, even griffins, but this felt different, harder. I like to watch the meadow too," she offered. "It's peaceful." Ada didn't respond. Sofia stood there a moment longer, wilting slightly. Then she gave a small wave and returned to Ruby and Jade. "Well?" Ruby asked. "She talked a little," Sofia admitted, "but I think I messed up." They picked berries in silence for a while, but Sofia's mind was elsewhere. That evening, back at the castle, Sofia sighed as she poked at her mashed potatoes. Queen Miranda noticed. "Everything okay, sweetie?" Sofia looked up. "Mom, have you ever met someone who doesn't want to be your friend, no matter how hard you try?" Miranda smiled gently. "Sometimes people carry more than we can see. It doesn't always mean they don't like us. It just means they need something different. Like what? Sofia asked. Like, try listening more than talking, King Roland suggested to his stepdaughter. Or give them time, or patience, or someone who won't give up on them, said Miranda. Sofia mulled over her parents' words, but before she could reply, Amber chimed in from across the table. Sofia, you always get tangled up in everyone else's lives. Maybe focus on things that actually matter, like tea etiquette class or the Rose Ball next week? Sofia frowned. But this matters. She was sitting all alone and she had wheels on her chair. Amber wrinkled her nose. Then perhaps she wants to be alone. Some people do. But Sofia shook her head. I don't think she does. I think she just doesn't believe anyone wants her there. The next morning, Sofia brought a sketch pad and a handful of colored pencils with her to Dunwoody. When she reached the Meadow Path, Ada was there again. Hi again, Sofia said softly as she approached. This time I thought I'd just sit with you. Ada glanced at her but said nothing. Sofia sat on the grass and opened her sketch pad. For a while, she just drew flowers, trees, clouds. Every so often, she peeked at Ada, who seemed more curious than annoyed. You're not talking, Ada said after a long while. Sofia smiled. You didn't seem like you wanted me to last time, so I figured I'd be quiet unless you talked first. There was a pause. Then, very softly, what are you drawing? Sofia turned the pad around. You. Ada blinked. Her expression softened, just slightly. You made my eyes too big. Sofia giggled. Sorry, that's just how I draw people I want to understand better. They sat together for nearly an hour. No big moments, just quiet company. Over the next few days, Sofia kept returning. Sometimes Ada spoke, sometimes she didn't, but she always listened. One afternoon, Sofia had an idea. She went to Ruby and Jade. I think she does want to be friends, Sofia said, but it has to be in her own unique way. She never even laughed at our jokes, Jade muttered. Maybe she didn't know how to join in, Sofia said. But what if we invited her to do something simple, something quiet? They were hesitant, but agreed. Ada looked surprised when the three girls came to her meadow spot. Hi again, Sofia said. We brought chalk. And some ribbons, Jade added. And snacks, Ruby grinned. Ada blinked. Snacks? Sofia smiled warmly. We thought we'd decorate the path with flowers and vines, just for fun. You can help or just tell us what looks good. Slowly, slowly, Ada wheeled herself closer. I like purple, she said. That afternoon, they colored the stone path with vines and blossoms, laughter echoing across the field. Ada even smiled, just once, but it lit up her whole face. Later that week, Amber came looking for Sofia and found her in the meadow with all three girls. She stood with arms crossed, but her expression softened as she watched Ada giggle softly at something Ruby said. Sofia glanced over. Amber, come join us. Amber hesitated, then strolled over. Well, only if I get to pick the colors next time. Ada looked up at her. You're her sister, right? Amber raised an eyebrow. Depends on who's asking. Ada grinned. You're funny. Sofia beamed. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes heart. But new friends can turn unexpected corners, especially if you're willing to wheel toward them. The end.